What's good, Pokemon fans? We're coming back after a break from the Independence, Missouri Game Cafe tournament days. We just wrapped up the mid-season showdown and are about to jump into a Premier Challenge. Now, this Premier Challenge is going to be best of one, meaning, a lot of the players have all collectively decided to bring kind of meme-ish teams. You can see on the bottom here what Leonard is using. Definitely not something I would take to a regional level tournament. So because it's best of one, they're doing a lot of like little gimmicks and stuff that once your opponent knows what your strategy is, they can counterplay you a lot easier. But you've only got one game to do it, so you can catch somebody by surprise and take a cheesy victory. So hopefully it's going to be exciting, and we're going to have some pretty cool stuff on stream. So this first battle is going to be Leonard Craft versus Drew Nowak. Drew's a very strong player. He's trying to get himself in range to qualify for the World Championships before the United States Nationals tournament on the July 4th weekend. So in order to do that, he won the midseason earlier. He needs to win the Premier Challenge and also win the midseason in the area tomorrow as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these teams. As you can see, Leonard on the left there with Honedge, Abomasnow, Incineroar, Aromatisse, I think is how that's pronounced, Lucario, and Slurpuff. Meanwhile, Drew has a team of Whimsicott, Blastoise, Scrafty, Tapu, Bulu, Heatran, and the Steel Bell thing. It was used a lot in 16. I should know the name, but I'm just completely blanking. So both players not taking any time to think and jumping right into it. So I'm really excited to see what these players are using. There's a lot of mons that we just don't really see in competitive play that much, particularly this Honedge that Leonard's using. No idea what he's got planned for it. We'll see. So anyways, Drew leads with a team, or with leads of Blastoise and Heatran. Meanwhile, Leonard went for Aromatisse and Lucario. So Blastoise can potentially be offering Fake Out right now, which could be really good. Aromatisse is probably looking to set Trick Room. I do know that that's a thing it can do. So this looks a lot like a team that maybe he wants to Final Gambit something out and set Trick Room and then bring in a sweeper. And so we'll see if Drew is going to try and prevent that. So Heatran goes for a Protect, does not want to get taken out by Lucario this turn, as Aromatisse also goes for Protect, didn't want to get hit by a double, a Fake Out plus an attack. The Close Combat goes into the Heatran, and Water Spout comes out, and this is going to be a big 150 base power attack, and it leaves Lucario with just 9 HP, so that's a really clutch survival because we saw that Lucario was faster than Blastoise and will still be able to fire off an attack into Heatran before getting taken down itself. However, Aromatisse will probably take a lot of damage in that turn, taking from that Water Spout a big 150 base power attack because Blastoise has full health. Drew, not wanting to give up his Heatran, brings in his Bronzong. That's the name I was looking for earlier. This will be neutral to the Close Combat that does connect with Blastoise instead, weakening the base power of the Water Spout if that's what Drew goes for, which he does. So Lucario is going to go down here. Aromatisse takes just some chip damage, honestly, about 25%-ish, and goes ahead and sets Trick Room. So I really like the switch that Drew made here by bringing in his Bronzong. Bronzong's going to be very slow, has the ability, to undo Trick Room or whatever. So in comes Honedge, everyone's favorite Ghost Sword Aegislash's little brother. I imagine that this was chosen specifically because it is extremely slow and is going to be useful under Trick Room. I'm not sure on its attack, but I want to say it's respectable. I know that at the very least Duo Blade has usable defense stats. So Bronzong, not wanting to take a ghost type attack from this Honedge, goes ahead and switches out. Scrafty's coming in. It may be taking a Dazzling Gleam potentially from this Aromatisse, which would be no good. And Blastoise also switching out, deciding We've got better things to do. So Drew going for a double switch, trying to get himself in position as Honedge reveals Wide Guard. So that would have been really good for blocking a potential Water Spout, as the Aromatisse used Skill Swap. Oh, and so Honedge's ability is No Guard. So if Aromatisse has any moves that it wants to not miss, it can now do so. We'll see if that is used to be worthwhile. There could be potentially Sheer Cold on Abomasnow, but that's going to be very difficult for Leonard to set up, I think. So Aromatisse goes for a Protect, doesn't want to take any damage right now, as Honedge looks like it is activating its Ghostium Z. So that's going to be a strong Ghost type attack, probably going into this Heatran. It's Destiny Bond. That forces your opponent to target into you. Wow, this is something else. And the knockoff goes into the Scrafty, but it is not enough to KO, as Earth Power also goes into the Honedge, and so Heatran is going to be taken out right here. So I'm not sure if I, agree that now was the time to go for that, and if I agree that he should have protected Aromatisse, but I guess if it doesn't have anything to deal damage, there's not a lot he can do. So in comes Abomasnow. Trick Room is still active. I'm not sure on the speed tiers if the Mega Abomasnow, if it is indeed Mega Abomasnow, is going to be slower than Bronzong or not. I'm shaky on those speed tiers. I want to say Bronzong is the slowest thing out of all of these, but again, I don't know. So we're going to see, since Aromatisse now has the ability No Guard, meaning it has 100% accuracy, and it could skill swap that onto the Abomasnow, we might be seeing, it looks like we're going to see some one-hit KO shenanigans coming out here, as Sheer Cold does connect with that Bronzong, so that's going to be a one-hit KO. It's going down for sure. As Scrafty goes for the Drain Punch, and this is going to be really important how much this does to Abomasnow. Not enough to be a two-hit KO. So now it's just a matter of, are we running out of Trick Room turns? Are there enough turns remaining for Leonard to get these KOs now? As long as Trick Room's active, his Abomasnow is going to be able to take a KO every turn. However, if he runs out of Trick Room and Drew is able to finish off everything Leonard has, then it's not a problem. And so it is kind of looking like Aromatisse is not a threat, and all Drew needs to do is KO this Abomasnow, but the question is, will he be able to do it? So Aromatisse goes for Protect, as Abomasnow also goes for Protect, not wanting to take any damage on either of these Pokemon this turn, as the Drain Punch connects into the Protect, and Aura Sphere, Fighting type move, boosted by whatever the ability of Mega Blastoise is. It boosts the power of moves like that. But Trick Room does run out, so this is going to be a really important turn for Drew. If he can prevent the Trick Room from being set up again, he should be able to close out this game. However, if Leonard manages, maybe he needs a double Protect on Abomasnow, as he goes for Ally Switch, and that's going to do it, because that is going to take both of those fighting type attacks with no problem, as Abomasnow is now free to pick up a KO. So that's a huge turn for Leonard. Very well done, waiting until now to show that Ally Switch. I'm sure Drew is upset. Nobody wants to have that happen. Having that Ally Switch come out right in front of you like that is got to be some heartbreak. So now the question is, does Drew have a way to KO this Abomasnow through Ally Switch? It's coming down to a 50-50. If Aura Sphere is able to pick up the KO, Drew's going to take the win. However, he has to correctly call if the Abomasnow is going to stay there, if it's going to get ally switched, or if Drew might protect and Trick Room. So there's about a couple options. So we do see the ally switch, and this turn comes down to which target Drew picked for this Aura Sphere, and we'll see, oh, he got the wrong one into the Aromatisse, and Sheer Cold connects, finally picking up the KO. So Leonard, with this absurd setup, wins the game on this coin toss of a turn. Well done to Leonard. What a team. I'm really excited to see what he can do to some of these guys, because I live and breathe teams like this. Like, this is my bread and butter. I'm all about it. So I'm really hyped. I hope this team goes far, and I hope we get to see it later on in the tournament. So well played by Leonard. A lot of setup. This is sort of a Summoning Exodia type team that I would not recommend to anybody, but it's super fun to watch when it works. Good games to Drew as well. Hopefully he doesn't get in his head about what just happened and can go ahead and win some games, and we could still see him in cut later on.